In this episode, I journey across Utah's shifting landscapes on the road to the Colorado border. Along the way, I share pieces of my past, my years as an OHV land steward and wildland firefighter, and the path that led me to life as a full-time nomad. If you're new here, my name is Connor, and for the last few months I've been traversing the TransAmerica Trail, which is a 4,000 mile plus off-pavement route from Oregon to North Carolina. Hey guys, welcome to another episode. We are at the tail end of Utah, really. But also we're coming to the best part. Should be in Moab soon. Not by the end of today, by at least midday tomorrow. So getting pretty excited. Never been to Moab. We're on a really bumpy road today. Gotta love washboards, but we're climbing some elevation. I forget what national forest this is called. It was kind of a weird name. Kind of an interesting name. But yeah, so far so good. It's about midday. Kind of had a lazy morning this morning, you know. So we're up here at the top. I don't know what elevation. I would think at least 10,000 feet. The temperature drops, there's like 10 degrees. It's like 65 degrees up here in the middle of summer. And it's like, past noon. So it's got to be 10,000 feet plus is my guess. I'd imagine like this is what a lot of Colorado is going to be like. It's kind of cool to experience it in Utah. So. Hey guys, we need a little update. It's about 2:30 and just made a fuel stop. So should be good on fuel. But I think we're getting close to the really pretty part in the Red Rocks, kind of the area of Moab. But got a little bit of private land to go through, and then we're headed into some BLM land. We're actually right next to a solar farm. Yeah, we're heading out pretty remote to the BLM areas, so pretty excited. So we're at the Morrison-Kinson tunnels. Looks kind of interesting. We're gonna go check them out. So it's just a short little hike over there. We're on in the BLM land, but quite a changing landscape here. There's a campground over there, but it's like full sun. So, but we're gonna go check out these tunnels with my headlamp. But it's kind of interesting. So, take a little hike. It's a little break from driving, but it's really dry out here. I think it's the really low humidity plus the wind. It's like, you see my lips are just cracked and my hands are all cracked. It's probably about 93, 95, but it doesn't feel like super, super hot. Looks like it's all blocked off because I don't want people going in there. Oh well, would have been cool. Maybe it's just to keep animals out. I don't know. It's not. Oh, I see. It's like we're gonna put that back. I think it's just to keep animals out. But get the old headlamp on. Let's go in here. Turn this UV filter down. But there's actually quite a bit of light in here. Like, in all honesty. But Must have done some serious blasting to get in these tunnels. Try to do this. But, yeah, pretty cool. Not gonna go in too far because didn't lock anything. But yeah, it gets cooler as we get further in. Oh, this looks like the dead end. Damn, it's a big rock. Looks like it fell. Huh. Yep, it's the dead end. Wow. It must have been recent. Kind of spooky. But yeah, pretty cool. Spores. Light at the end of the tunnel. I really like caves. Back in my home state, Washington, used to explore these old lava tubes out around Mount St. Helens. They're all over. And pretty fun to explore. Yeah, this was a cool little sightsee. Give you a little update. Going through this really gorgeous canyon. It's kind of cool. The campsites here are, because you get service here, you can scan to pay. So you don't have to pay, like if you're short on cash or whatever, you can just pay online, which is pretty cool. But I mean, like, this is just unreal. Like, already down to my last, battery on my drone. I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, this is just BLM land. This isn't even, but I mean, literally can't get enough. It's just otherworldly. What Utah doesn't have for, big trees, they really make up for in rock formations. But yeah, I don't know how you could just zoom through this, but it's just. So if you read the title of this episode, this is why I live in my Toyota Tacoma. About why. And so, the reason I live in my Toyota Tacoma is because you have to take risks in life. Life's too short not to take risks. And, giving up my old life temporarily is a small price to pay for the opportunities that lie ahead. You only get one life, and it's what you make of it. And, the truth is, I had a job I really loved. I was a former OHV land steward with the Forest Service. I fought wildland fires on the weekends on the side during fire season, and I loved the job. It was my dream job. I studied forestry in college. I have a bachelor's of science in forestry, so I studied to do what I did, and I love recreation management. We maintained about 300 miles of trails, ATV, quad, dirt bike trails, and it was a lot of fun. Got to train AmeriCorps interns, and really it was the dream job. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better position, being an advocate for public lands and keeping our trails open, and it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, we lose trails every year from poor management. And I have a saying that closure isn't management, and it's a philosophy that we tried to embrace at our ranger district. We really tried to our best in order to maintain the trails, in order to combat misuse and vandalism, and losing the job and the position there uh, was pretty devastating. It wasn't because of my performance. It wasn't because of anything I could control. It was all because of budget cuts. The truth is, the Forest Service has been on a downhill slope, since I got there. I mean, so it's not like I'm totally surprised that the Forest Service was on the chopping block. But it is a shame, because I think a lot of these agencies are going to lose good people who really cared and had a lot to bring forward to our public lands to maintain them and provide for them. Because I just think they're going to lose good people because having losing your job every few years or getting cut or it's just not worth it. And the crazy thing is, like, my salary and a lot of my coworkers, we were all paid for by grants from Oregon, from OHV grants. So I don't know what they're saving exactly, but that's what happened. And after that, after I got the news about that, they started planning this and the YouTube thing. And I thought, why not try it out? I used to watch one of the old channels, I Am Jake. He's one of the OGs that I started watching when I was going to college and stuff. And he was a big inspiration towards me. And he obviously he left YouTube. I'm sure he had his reasons. It's kind of a tough atmosphere with the mean comments and all the stuff you expose yourself to by doing this type of work. But I feel like a lot of my favorite creators have either quit or moved on to other things, and it seemed like there was an opportunity for me to break out and come on again. So that's kind of where I'm at today. Is I'm following in the people who came before me. I'm following in their footsteps. I'm doing it slightly different. I spend a lot of time in the backcountry exploring, away from people, and doing these, motorcycle trails or routes, doing the motorcycle routes. And so, I really enjoy it so far. I enjoy reading your comments and all that stuff. But this YouTube and entrepreneurship and exploring in a new path has been really transformative for me. It's I'm changing and growing on this journey, and so I really like the fact that it's challenging, because when we challenge ourselves, we grow. But that's a little bit about kind of my background, where I came from, and why I live in my Toyota Tacoma now. For my new viewers, because I know that the channel's been growing, and that's kind of a follow up to my first video. It's been a good day in Utah, honestly, but I think it's about 4:30. So I don't know where I'm gonna camp. As always, that's the mystery of this. You never know where you're gonna camp. I just kind of drive until I find a spot I like. There's some campgrounds in that canyon, but they were really, I'd say, just the wind was whipping through there, so it would blow like sand in my eyes, and I think they were more meant for RVs with generators to keep the AC going. There's no shade at all. But granted, I am in Moab, so I don't expect a lot of shade. So that's why I just want to drive a little bit longer, and then when it sun starts to go down, I'll find a camp somewhere. So that's a solid plan for now, but I'll keep you updated. And I swear, the mics are always on low battery. But here we are. Found camp. It's kind of a similar spot to camp last night. The really pretty campsites were all in like direct sun in that canyon. The wind was just whipping, blowing sand in my face. And I'm kind of in this juniper circle where I just have enough shade. So I think like a lot of people out here, they have like RVs with AC, and they can kind of just camp wherever. But that's not me. So I gotta make do with finding sites with a little bit of shade at least. So this is camp for the night. So we've got down to like 2 meals. So we've got beef stroganoff. I've got chicken Alfredo. Both look pretty good. I'm gonna go with, so it's a tough decision. Both of these are honestly excellent. I think the chicken Alfredo. I think that's what we're gonna do. Chicken Alfredo. Curious. I don't think I ever read the labels on these. 1,000. Yeah, so these have quite a bit of sodium in it, but if you're ever gonna, these are made in Utah, American Fork, Utah. Interesting. I used to always get Mountain House, and then I think I saw an advertisement for these. I'm like, try something different, and I ended up really liking them. They seem to be pretty good ingredients, I like, they don't mess up my gut or nothing like that. Stools are good. So as far as like digestibility, like these seem to be pretty good. You just got to drink a lot of water because of the salt content. But these, for a big expedition where you're moving every day, putting on miles, and you don't have a lot of water storage, like it's hard to beat these, honestly. And like I know like some of the content is like you see on Overland channels, like just like chefs, and they have all their stuff. But they also have like really expensive like trailers and kitchen setup and drawers. And when you're rocking my kind of setup, sometimes you can just give yourself a break and pick up some of these. And this is like fast food for van lifers, I think, are these backcountry dwellers, honestly. It's a good thing like these are actually kind of expensive, because if these were like cheap or like reasonably priced, they were like $5 a pop, honestly, I would probably eat way too many of them, honestly. It's like, it's fun to cook like when you're camping with other people, and like someone can make breakfast and then someone can make dinner, and that's what I would do. Like when I used to go out, and I used to do like big trips in groups, big overland trips. Started a lot of my first trips were on the Washington backcountry discovery route, which is a pretty amazing route if you haven't done it. I'm sure I'll get to it on this channel. There's something cool with it, but the BDR routes that's kind of my first introduction to a big long distance trip. We're getting low on water. And what was I gonna say? Totally lost my train of thought. But doing those routes really kind of introduced me to this type of travel and what it was about, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I've done a lot of the rock crawling and stuff too, where with jeeps and stuff, and that's fun too. Except you break a lot of stuff, and I kind of like just the vehicle exploration and camping more. So that's why this is my newest build, the Tacoma. That's why I wanted the Tacoma, is because it seems like a good vehicle for for doing the camping stuff. And so far it's been really great. No check engine lights, no problems. Granted, it is pretty new still. It's like not even 40,000 miles, but it's pretty nice. I had actually before this I had an '86 F-250 diesel. I call it a bull nose truck, but it had a 6.9 IDI. It was 4x4, had a winch bumper, and I think like 33-inch tires. But I was gonna do like an Alaskan camper on it. It was kind of like my dream, and live out of that. But it just you don't realize, like, when rubber's 40 years old, like, and wires are 40 years old, like, that's tough. It's tough to dump a bunch of money into redoing a truck that's not worth a whole lot. So I reluctantly sold that. I mean, I hated selling it, but I picked up one of these things because a lot of my buddies had Tacomas, and they were like 20 years old with 300,000 miles on them, and they were still running them down the road with original engine and transmission. And it's like, well, maybe there's something to them. So I picked up one of these little tacos and started having fun with it. So that's kind of the story behind this rig. But also just the aftermarket support's really good on them, so I like that. It seemed like a good size for it still can tow like 5,000 pounds, but also it's small enough to fit down tighter trails in the Pacific Northwest. So I really liked just how versatile it was. So just put our water in, and then always give it a nice stir. Tasty. Seal it up. A little heavy on the water. I think it'll be okay though. So always still have a little bit of water left. Just want to be careful on going too heavy on the water on these things, because you'll get like a soupy thing. And I think I think they have to recommend more water because the salt content's so high. I think there's something there. I'm not sure why, but it's always too much water if you put in the amount that they say you need to put in. But well, it's about that time. I'm gonna hit the sack. But really pretty sunset tonight. Tomorrow we got a big day. We got to really put on the miles We've been in Utah for a while now, almost as long as Oregon, probably as long as Oregon, if not longer. So we need to move on and really put on the miles. So gotta get some sleep tonight, and then tomorrow should be a good day. Another scenic day. Gotta stop in Moab and get some food, for dinner. So, or something, because I am running low on food. And then the next state is Colorado. So it's kind of the tail end of Utah tomorrow. And then we will be in Colorado. I'm super excited about Colorado. Colorado is a state I've never actually been to or explored or done anything with. So I think it's going to be epic. So that's the plan for tomorrow. But I will see you guys in the morning. So Connor out. Hey guys, morning. It's a nice sunny day today, but I'm all ready to hit the road. So, already ate, so truck's all packed up, and we're gonna hit the trail. And today I think will be a longer day, most likely, but we got a lot of miles to make up. Should be pretty scenic as we're getting closer to Moab. So. Hey guys, so we made it finally, just outside of Moab, Utah. Found a really nice campsite on the Red Rocks. There's a lot of mountain biking out here, mountain biking trails and stuff, but yeah, super gorgeous site. We're kind of off the main road a ways. This was kind of a little side road, so kind of lucked out there, but really happy with this site. It's kind of hot out, but I'm glad it's a little overcast, and I think the humidity is going up a little bit, which should help my skin. Not used to how dry it is out here, used to the forests of Washington and Oregon, but Yeah, this is a really cool site. So this is gonna be home for the night. Hey guys, it's about twilight hour. Um, Pretty peaceful out here. I heard any cars go by. Kind of surprised for a Saturday. I thought there'd be more people out here bombing around, but seems to be not the case. But I'm just kind of sitting out here, enjoying how quiet it is. We got some overcast skies, so did see some um, wet spots. You know, driving in, so we might get a little rain tonight. Who knows? It's not a bad night. The wind died down, and it is dead quiet out here. Maybe a couple crickets in the distance, but not much else. So I'm gonna sit out here a little bit longer, kind of enjoy the night, and catch you back. So I'm getting the truck ready for bed. So. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching this one. It was a lot of fun going through Utah. Really cool. We got to see some really cool spots. Some of the less popular areas of Utah, outside of the national parks and the really famous Jeep trails and stuff. So I think it was a really cool, area, really cool areas that we got to see that were definitely more remote than some of the more popular areas around Moab. So I think that's really cool that the trail goes through areas like that are less crowded. So uh, with that being said, I'm going to hit the sack. I got a big day tomorrow, and I need my sleep. So I will see you guys on the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow along. I do videos every week. I release new videos every week, so every Sunday. So follow along.